Say that again.
The longer the ribbon, the more clay.
Which means it's not going to permeate as well.
As long as we're under 2 inches, we're okay. If we get over 2 inches, it's too much clay, it won't percolate very well. And we're looking pretty good here. This is just the topsoil. We'll work all the way down to the bottom.
This is called a ribbon test?
Ribbon test, yeah. It's a soils field test.
And we did have some pretty significant clay down low,
yeah.
right?
And we'll get to that as we go. 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch. And what we do a lot is we'll ribbon it, 2 or 3 times, and then kind of take an average of it. And the idea is to get a uniform ribbon.
So you just do it till it breaks off?
Till it breaks off. Uniform ribbon in width, and then in the length, it just where it breaks off. And you try to do as thin as you possibly can, so that you see they're pretty uniform for the most part.
What's the longest ribbons you've had up here?
Up here?
They're just in general, in the county.
Longest ones I've had some. I know I've had some 8-inch ones.
Really?
I've had close to 10.
So what do you do in situations like that?
It's just poor soils. If they have enough property, there are a couple other options, like doing a private lagoon.
Okay.
So you have your own pond.
Cesspool? Isn't that what they used to call it?
No, cesspools are buried, generally.
Okay.
Not all of them, but some of them are.
You can still have an open...
You can do a lagoon like the city does. Like Franklin City, they have a 2-pond lagoon.
But you have to have, I would guess you have to have a certain amount of property to do this, right?
Yes, you have to be 100 feet from your property lines, 300 feet from neighboring dwellings. Depending on the type of lagoon you do, you need to have anywhere from 5 to 10 acres.
Sure enough.
And some relatively flat slopes to work with. Those kinds of systems have to be engineered, because I'm not qualified to design them or even write a permit without an engineered permit or engineered design. 1.5 inch, 1.25. We'll call it 1.5 inches.
No, I had it.
That's
How much sand?
Yeah, we're looking for sand content. Is it slick? Is it smooth?
What are you getting?
Yeah, it's pretty smooth and slick. Take a small sample. And
this is the top 12 inches, top 18 inches?
Top 2 feet. So just break it down.
So they pay for you to get a manicure once a month?
I wish. So what you're seeing on the surface is all the silts and clays.
Okay.
The sand falls out pretty quick.
A little bit in there.
There's a tiny bit, not a lot. So it's not enough to call it any kind of sandy soil.
Sure. Yeah.
There's something that's been dug right here.
There hasn't, but he kept hitting.
Right in here?
Yeah.
That's weird.
The backhoe operator's done. This is about a 50 by 70 pad that he dug in to the side of the hill. He's a great guy. I love watching guys that are skilled at their trade, and he's one of these guys. Using a laser level and simply years of experience, he was able to get this dug out for us. When my wife came and saw this, she was not horribly happy. If you can see that stake in the far corner there, how close the house would be. A 40 by 40 pad. So we've decided to bring it about 15 feet away from that wall and to grade that wall back into the hill there a little bit. We've also made a pretty significant change in the fact that because of how close to this dirt wall we're going to do the back and side walls out of concrete. We're going to do an 8-foot back wall right here. You can see the corner. 8-foot concrete back wall, which will be basically the back of the house where the kitchen's going to be. And we are going, excuse me, we are going to do a 4-foot sidewall, concrete wall. And on one hand, this changes things quite a bit, but on the other hand, I feel like this actually is gonna, say hi, Retro, we can't see you, the sun's in the, I feel like this is a huge concern that I've had as far as, I know when the snow melts, I know when the rain comes off this hill, there's gonna be issues. And once we get this wall up, we will actually grade a channel, provide a channel to get the dirt away from the house even more so. This friend of mine, Vance, who I was introduced to on Facebook a few weeks ago, and then I met him in person and realized I'd actually met him once before. He just offered a whole lot of perspective that I just wasn't considering. I've actually felt fairly overwhelmed the last week, especially after we had the film crew up here for 3 days. Everything just kind of got real for me and a little bit overwhelming. And he made the comment that if we utilize the dirt against the back of the house, that it's going to dramatically cool the house off in the wintertime and keep the house warm in the summer. You can see I got in a little pickle with the tractor. Decided to leave it right there until he comes back up to get his backhoe. I'll have him pull me back over, but I was trying to knock some of that edge off and just kept wanting to scoot down the hill. Anyway, all of the dirt that he dug out, he brought over here, and I think this will actually end up being a great place for, you know, some concrete for a basketball hoop or something. You know, obviously we won't do that anytime soon because this is going to have to settle for a while, but I didn't want to take these trees out, and therefore we'll just kind of have to figure out what to do with this little area. Maybe that's where I put the gazebo or something down there, a little fire pit or something. But it's starting to get real, starting to feel real. It's exciting, scary, to say the least. But anyway, so we're gonna dig the forms out. I get my plans approved this week. We passed the septic test. That was a big deal. I just have to give him a set of my plans. But anyway, there's some good stuff happening. It's exciting. Boy, this tractor has sure been a lifesaver. It has just so much power to move, you know, dirt, and it's just a heck of a lifesaver. Here's my new purchase this week. I bought 3 trucks in the last 2 weeks. 1981 Volkswagen diesel truck, turbo diesel with a 5-speed manual transmission, which is kind of a rare truck. I'll probably turn around and throw this one on eBay. But anyway, we're doing good. Retro's up here trying to figure out where he's gonna make his bike track to ride his bike. Beautiful evening. Leaves are turning. Leaves are falling.